In this video, we're going to look at support, as in support and resistance. Now, support happens at the lower end of a stock's trading range, and if a stock has already fallen by quite a bit, or it's falling, then there are certain points where traders come in and buy the stock at those levels in a big way. So as you can see on this chart, we are looking at the spiders. This is the S&P 500 ETF, the SPY. And we can see a few different support points if you look back in the last 12 months. So this is a 1-year daily chart. So each one of these bars represents 1 day of trading. And this is a 1-year chart of the spider. So if we look back to last August and September, we can see that support points exist right here. Then it tries to come back, and again you can see this support point right there. And then here there is a strong turnaround from this support point. So let's look at what exactly these points are. And you can see that generally support points are going to be accompanied by pretty high volume. So you can see that this part, there is very high volume. Then again, it tries to support right here. There is a bit of high volume there. And then when it comes down again the volume spikes. And whenever you see high volume at potential support points, it tells you that a lot more people are coming in and buying it at that level. But you can see a very strong turnaround here. So what we're going to do is we'll try to understand what exactly happened in this span of about 2 or 3 months. So I'm going to zero in on this period right here. Now we're looking at those 2 months between August and September. So the first support point, and what I've drawn here is a line. This is just a regular trend line, and it's at a spider level of 110. It just tells you that is an area of support. And because many traders are looking at the same areas, and that's the whole psychology of technical analysis and support and resistance as well. It's because all traders are looking at these levels, and so they expect some sort of a battle or a fight when the stock approaches those levels. And that's really what these areas are supposed to signify. It doesn't mean that the stock is going to turn around and go up. All it means is you're going to see a battle over there, and sometimes the buyers win the battle and sometimes the sellers win the battle. So if the selling pressure remains high, it's possible that the stock will break down through the support level and continue to go down. But in this case, over a period of 2 to 3 months, what we are seeing on the spiders is that it tries to approach this support area about 2 or 3 times. And in each time, it's held up quite well. So let's start with this point right here. And this is on August 9th. It reaches a good support point. You can see the volume is very high. And from this bar to this bar, you do a nice turnaround. So this is obviously a good support point. Now what happens is, as we go along and we reach the next time it tries to or comes close to that support line is at this point right here. And you can see again, immediately the volume has gone up relative to the previous bars. And sure enough, the spider turns around and starts to go up. But, overall, there seems to be general downward pressure on the market. So, it starts to come down again. And let's see what happens here. So if you look at this bar, it closes right on this support line, but it closes at the bottom. So at this point, you're not sure if this support area is going to hold or not, because the day closes at the bottom, it closes on the support line. And so now you have to wait for the next day to see what's going to happen with the spiders. So now if you see the next day actually gaps down because it opens right here at about 108, goes down to 107, and then it turns back and goes up all the way to 112. And it does it on higher volume. So this tells you again that even though it broke through the support line, it did not close below the support line. So, it closed right here at 112. So technical traders will tell you, technical analysts will tell you that this support area held over here because it did not close below the support line. This point will always represent a strong support area for the spider. So if we go back to our longer term chart, and I've drawn the 110 area as a support line, the next time the spiders comes down to about 110, you can expect a battle. Like this, you can see this was a battle right here, because what ended up happening here was you have large range bars and higher volumes, and there was a battle right at the support line. And that's exactly what the support lines tell you, that there's going to be a battle here. So price moved quite a bit on both these bars. And in fact, on this bar, it went all the way down from 107 to 112. But that's exactly what will happen at support areas. You're going to have a battle, but it could go either way. Sometimes support areas hold, sometimes they break down. And so it's always good to wait a bar or two or a day or two after the battle and see what happened, and and try to understand the psychology of what happened in that battle. So in general, that's how you should try to read support lines. Now, resistance is just the opposite, and the only difference is it's going to happen when you reach higher points. So you can see right here, you have one resistance point here. Again, it tries to go through that. Similarly, you'll see some resistance points on the upside as well. So look at a 1 year or a 2 year or a 3 year chart and identify where are the key support points. And you can draw these lines, and these lines will remain on your platform even after you close your platform. So the next time you open it up, these lines will be there on your stocks. So once you've drawn this out, then you know that if a stock is approaching a support point or if it's approaching a resistance point, you know what to do. And if you're unsure of what's going to happen, you can take your position off and wait for the battle to happen, wait for some decisiveness, and then you make your move. But support and resistance points are not automatic trend reversal points. It depends what happens, what kind of a battle takes place, and who wins that battle. Just because this 110 area has been a strong support point at least 3 times in the past 1 year, it doesn't mean that if the S&P, if the spider falls down to that level again, that it's going to hold. It could break through and it could go down depending upon how strong of a selling pressure there exists. So that's as far as support and resistance. Thank you.